Yup, I suck at this.
Bruh.
VALORANT is the first-person shooter that dropped during arguably the spotlight year for China, and since its release, it's picked on a lot of success. I was never really into it, but last year my YouTube started getting flooded with VALORANT content, mostly by Offline TV, TENS and Kaide, and the more I watched these games, the more intrigued I got. Even though I had heard many negative things about the game by this point, which was mostly the player base being extremely toxic, so I decided, you know what, let me give this a try. What's the worst that can happen?
Attackers win.
Yeah, I did not know how hard this game actually was. VALORANT is pretty different compared to the other FPS titles. You get to play as characters or agents with different abilities and roles, and the game heavily relies on you understanding on how to actually use the agent that you're playing with, and also synergizing with your teammates. A normal game of VALORANT involves 2 teams with a max of 5 players on each side. You get chucked on a map which is divided into 2 areas, the attacker side and the defender side, and the attackers are equipped with a bomb.
Didn't we need the bomb? Oh shit, sorry, I meant the spike.
The way they win around is by either killing the defenders or planting the spike in the defender's area and waiting for it to blow up. While the defenders win by either making sure they kill all their attackers before they can plant the spike, or if the spike has already been planted, then you have to defuse it before it detonates. Why is that such a big issue? Well, so that you can avoid, well, this. Oh, and to further mess with the brain, the game switches the sides after 12 rounds. Sounds fun! On the bright side, VALORANT is a great FPS game with a more unique concept than most other shooters. The mechanics of different agents using their own special moves and abilities to strategize their attacks or their defenses, instead of the usual just dealing with bombs and guns, is very cool and very fun. Plus you get to play on a ton of different maps, with each having a different terrain where you gotta strategize your plans accordingly, and VALORANT has a bunch of agents you can play as, and all of this helps to create a game which has a lot more unique appeal with this gameplay. And as an additional bonus for all few players who love to play lore games, VALORANT does actually have some direct indirect lore in the game, most of which is filmed on their YouTube and explained briefly by many other creators. And honestly, the lore of VALORANT is so far extremely good. I only found out about it about a month ago, but I'm already badly hooked. But this is basically where the good parts of the game end, because now we get to the frustratingly bad ends of the game. Just to keep it out of the way, the special abilities don't exactly count as one of the frustrating parts. It does make you rage when you fall into the trap set by someone, but that's what makes it unique and interesting, and it does make the experience even cooler. But it is really time consuming to properly master the abilities of a certain agent, and you're gonna need a lot of practice for that. But there are 2 problems with my statement here. First being that the agents you play as are all locked, and to unlock them you need to play enough games to save up the amount of in-game currency it's required to unlock a character. The only problem is that it is extremely time consuming to save up enough credits, and you need to play a lot to be able to unlock just one agent. Oh, and also these credits you get, the only thing you can unlock with them is the agents and some other extra accessory bullshit that nobody cares about. If you want the weapon skins, then bring out the credit card. The second bad thing is the practice mode of the game kinda sucks. It's good for practicing your precision, speed and shooting, but there's no other special practice cases for you to get better at using your agent's abilities. On the subject of practice, the next thing I want to talk about is the precision, or lack thereof. VALORANT's aim precision is actually pretty bad. When it comes to VALORANT, it's very easy to completely miss every single shot you fire, and you need a lot of time and practice to stop your bullets from being shot somewhere far away from your aim. But even then, there's a good chance many of your rounds are gonna suck. I swear to God, man, these bullets have a mind of their own.
Huh? What? Why did my bullet just... Why the f did my bullet just do that?
Also, why do my guns have to be clocked every single time when I switch my weapon? That is not how guns work. You try doing that, you're gonna end up breaking your gun. Don't ask me how I know that. Now in the long run, these things are pretty forgivable once you get used to them, but the thing with VALORANT is that it relies heavily on teamwork, and you have players who get annoyed on basically everything, and they're always finding ways to curse out their own teammates or the enemies. Most of the times these players are not even the best performing in the team, and while you're dealing with half the lobby doing this stuff, the other half is busy gooning around the gamer girl, because they're more focused on getting the girls Insta or Snap rather than actually playing the game they downloaded. So yeah, that's basically VALORANT in a nutshell. Overall though, even if the game has its downsides, no game is perfect, and VALORANT in its totality is a really fun game to play with.